this is where Derrick Henry is getting pretty good news. Straight from Adam Schefter and a few others who had broken this news. Eagles are rewarding Saquon Barkley with a 2-year, $41.2 million contract extension that makes him the highest paid running back in NFL history. And, oh, shoot, he took the slides with him. He had to leave, and it took the slides with him. Let's bring this back up. We got to talk to StreamYard, who we use to stream our shows. And when one person goes out and they brought in the slides, then when they leave, the videos, the slides, everything they brought in goes with them. And Bobby had brought those slides in, so I got it coming back in. They are processing right now. But yeah, Saquon Barkley becomes the highest paid running back now in NFL history. And it's by a lot. The deal makes Barkley the NFL's first 20 million plus per year running back. Barkley also has the ability to earn an additional 15 million in incentives and escalators. The deal includes 36 million fully guaranteed at signing. Okay. Now, I originally saw one James Cook, running back of the Buffalo Bills, quote retweet this news with those emoji eyes, being like, oh, I like where this market is going. Derrick Henry did not do such a thing, but I promise you he had a similar reaction privately, because he has talked about the idea of wanting the running back market to go back up. And so Saquon Barkley got himself a historic contract after a historic year. He rushed for over 2,000 yards. He won Offensive Player of the Year. He won a Super Bowl title. He won all those things. And by the way, Derrick Henry wasn't far behind. He had 1,900 yards. He made it to the divisional round of the playoffs. That certainly should have gone further as a team. So you can expect Derrick Henry is going to see a similar deal. Now remember, Derrick Henry and the Ravens are on the same page in terms of a long-term marriage. At the NFL Honors Award, Derrick Henry had said that he wants to finish his career in Baltimore. When Eric DeCosta was asked about that idea while he was at the Combine last week, the way he answered it is he said, well, we have a picture of Derrick going up on my office wall. So what does that tell you? Okay, Eric, it tells me that you and Derrick Henry are going to make a deal so that he can finish his career as a Baltimore Raven. And so let's remember that right now, the Ravens have had a bargain of a deal when it comes to Derrick Henry and what he's been paid versus what he has produced for the Ravens. Last year in free agency, he signed a 2-year, $16 million deal worth $8 million per year. Welcome back, Bobby. And so Joe Corey yesterday, after he sees this news for Saquon Barkley, he says, well, now Derrick Henry is extremely underpaid on that $16 million deal, getting only $8 million when you're touching the ball probably half the times, nearly half the time on offense, and you put up 1,900 yards and you put up as many touchdowns as he did. And let me tell you something, when Derrick Henry was on Micah Parsons' show during the Super Bowl, he talked about wanting to get that running back market up because he wants to be paid more.
Baltimore, man, I feel like they gave me like a rejuvenation, just being there, being around them, being around the organization. I love it from top to bottom. It's a first-class organization for sure.
Do you think y'all bring the market back up? Do y'all, where's the running back market going now?
I hope it bring it back up, like you just said. Like, you got guys, I think Saquon 2, I ran for 19. We definitely wanted to bring that spotlight back to the position, show our value, show how important our role is to a team. And, speaking of Saquon having a hell of a year, so That don't show you, man. I don't know what else to say.
Respectfully, I'm not gonna lie. Y'all additions help transform teams.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
GMs, wake up. Let's get them running backs back on the market.
Wake up.
I always look at it as
there we go. Yeah, man, clap. We need some clap, man. Clap for the RBs. We need some love. It was getting bad for us, bro. We was like kind of in the same market as the kickers.
Oh wow.
The kickers getting the same. I'm like, oh man, come on now. Y'all doing us too bad.
Yeah, kicker is outrageous.
That's what I'm telling you, bro.
Top kicker market is around $7 million a year.
That's what I'm telling you. So we was in that same market. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah,
oh no.
That's actually disgusting that she put it like that. You gonna re-up the money like they did
Hopefully
Christian?
your boy be up or something, you know.
You gonna re-up that money? Your boy is up to something. Bobby, is he gonna re-up to close to $20 million per year like Saquon? What say you?
Oh, whoa. I think Saquon may have just reset this whole thing, but not reset it for anybody but himself. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I've been thinking about this since this came down the timeline yesterday. And while obviously we've seen little pieces that lead you to believe the two sides, the Ravens and Derrick, are at least having conversations about reaching an extension, I don't know if Saquon's, well, obviously it means it means a lot to the market, but I wonder if it means a lot to like more than a handful of running backs. You see what I mean by that? Like,
yeah,
especially
why would
because
it not? Why would it not help Derrick? I hear
oh,
what
for the
you're
King
saying.
for sure. No, sorry, for the King for sure.
Okay,
But to think that it's like a resetting for the entire position group, I think is probably hyperbolic, especially when you consider the fact that this running back class coming out of college is supposed to be one of the best in recent years. So, but this is big money, and he's worthy of every dollar for Philadelphia, obviously.
I'm really curious, Bobby. I'm really curious because, we were coming out of the season, and I remember we played that clip, closer to the Super Bowl a couple of weeks ago. And it's like, yeah, of course, Derrick Henry deserves more. He's like $8 million per year. And then we went over and we looked at, what running backs were making. And really the top of the market was closer to like 12 to 15. I was like, okay, I could see the Ravens getting him closer to that like $12 million range. But 20? Now, of course, Saquon Barkley is 3 years younger, which means a lot in the NFL world. Like 1 year of a running back may feel like 7 years in real life, right? It's like a dog to humans kind of rule here. And so 1 year is a lot in the life of a running back. And yet Derrick Henry kind of showed that he was sipping from the fountain of youth. And it obviously helps that he had a career year in terms of yards per carry by playing next to Lamar Jackson. So we know they're going to re-up the money. But I just wonder if possibly they were getting close to something, right? Maybe in that 12, 13 kind of range. And then all of a sudden he's like, whoa, Saquon got 20?
Yeah.
What? And then could that have thrown a wrench in things? Because here we're talking about how Ronnie Stanley is going to be in the range of 20 million, maybe a little bit more. We'll see. But you're talking about him 20 million per year, and then Saquon comes in and gets 20 million per year. Like, what is gonna be the magic number?
Oh, and if you're Derrick, right, it's like, yeah, I'm a little bit older than him, but right up until
1,900 yards, and he
I
put
was
up
gonna
2,000.
say,
Yeah,
like up until the waning weeks, we were neck and neck for the rushing title, and then Saquon obviously ran away with it. But Derrick's got a lot of ground to stand on. So let me just be clear about what I said a minute ago. This absolutely means a pay bump, a payday, which was coming anyway for Derrick.
yeah.
But now it's going to be
much?
more. Yeah. It's going to be more. We don't know by how much. What I really mean by that is what I meant by the comment of I don't know how much it means for the market itself is these two guys are in a category of their own, right? The guys that are below them, Josh Jacobs comes to mind. Several others.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey comes to mind, even though he's been banged up. And when you consider the fact that, again, it's supposed to be a deep running back class, and teams may want to just reset and rejuvenate through their draft capital with those types of assets, I do wonder what it means for outside, let's say, the top 3, top 4, top 5 big names at the position.
Let me pull this up here. Here are the top paid running backs per year according to Spot Rack, which isn't always exactly correct, but on these more minor things, they're usually in the ballpark. So let's see here. That's total guaranteed. Let's go over to contract average. So there's McCaffrey at 19. So once they put Saquon in the system, he'll be up here at number 1 at 20. Then there's McCaffrey. So maybe somebody like James Cook, who's younger, and now, according to Bills fans, James Cook shouldn't be paid nothing. Okay, all I heard all year from Bills fans is that he was nothing and that Josh Allen carried the team, and you can't count at all what James Cook was doing. But James Cook had retweeted this news with those eye emojis. So I don't know. I don't know what this is. So watch this as I scroll down. Where is Derrick Henry all the way at number 11? So before this, Bobby, I was like, watch him get in that 12 million range right here, right? So now it's 20. I don't know. 12.5 maybe?
This will be
We'll
fascinating.
It's going to be very fascinating. Here's what they have in this scenario that the Ravens and Ronnie Stanley don't have. Ronnie Stanley and the Ravens have like 4 days to figure it out. Derrick Henry's under contract for this year. They would probably like to get a deal done before the season starts, but they are not in a rush for Monday or Wednesday when the new league year. So maybe they go ahead and wait and see, okay, here's what Saquon got, but let's see what James Cook gets. Let's see what some of these other guys get and see if they're anywhere close to 20. And maybe that'll help them figure it out. They have time on their side between these two.
Definitely. You're not kidding, though. James Cook, along with the rest of us, was watching this closely yesterday, and he had to have been pretty fired up, as I'm sure Derrick was.
Yeah.
Derrick had to have been.
Oh, the way he was rubbing his hands together during that Micah Parsons last question, I guarantee he was doing that again with that Grinch grin that goes ear to ear, that evil grin like I'm about to get a bag when I'm 31.
You're dang right. Absolutely. Let's get to some super chats here. We appreciate you guys for being with us on this Wednesday, a week out from free agency. We've got over 2,000 concurrents joining us. So please like the video on your way in, subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell. Robbie Pate gets us started. EDC is going to have to open his wallet big time. Omni King.
Lamar needs to restructure his deal. And the Ravens need to make a decision on Andrews. Lamar needs to get an extension. Stop using restructure.
Omni must have missed the last 5 previous episodes when you so eloquently broke that down. Another one from Robbie. Are the Ravens going to pay Henry and Stanley?
Listen, I think that's where they're trending for sure. I think that's where they're trending. And listen, people call the Ravens cheap. They're not. Where they're especially not cheap is keeping their guys that have performed well for them. I think that's still where they're headed. It's going to be bad if they don't get Stanley. I shouldn't say bad, but it's not. You're leaving a lot up to chance if you can't get Stanley done.
We should also do one quick shout out here of our first 5 members. If you're just tuning into the show, right off the top, we announced that channel memberships here inside the vault are officially available to you. We also announced that we made an executive decision, and after much thought and consideration, we now refer to our audience members as Voltrons. So we thank you for all of your submissions. We thank you for all of your interest. We hope that you'll lean into it. I saw some in the live chat that wanted Vault Nation or Vault Insiders or Baltimoreans, but Sarah and I, we absolutely took a lot of your feedback into consideration. We had our own considerations, and so moving forward, Voltrons will now be your name, and you'll see there's 3 different Voltron tiers when you go and join. And if you're interested, go click on the join box wherever you might be watching us today, and you'll see the different tier levels that we have available to you. And many are already jumping on board. JB, Anwar, Matthew, Troy, and Nuno, our first 5 members here inside the vault. We appreciate you guys. And that now brings us to where are we headed next?
By the way, I like the way it looks. The members, the badge that they have.
Oh, it's clean.
It's we use I don't know if many people have seen the logo of ours, the V inside the vault wheel, you know?
Oh,
So
yeah.
like each year you go up, you get a different color with that V vault. So right now as a beginner, you're green and then it kind of moves up and whatnot.
Look at
Like
Troy.
look at
I mean,
yeah.
it's not
But in
even a
the
super
live
chat.
yeah, but in the live chat it shows up as green because that's the way I have it for the first year.
Yep.
And then keep moving up with the different colors. It's pretty
With his
cool.
emoji attached. So appreciate
Yeah.
you, Troy. Thanks for being on board. You guys can go learn more by clicking on that join feature.